Plus, I do have all the side stories. I don't think I'm going to be done, but just wanted people to be prepped just in case. I know we're going to finish up the Yuri stuff today. Like 100%. There's no universe we're not finishing up Yuri stuff today. For Act 1, I mean. All right. Depression. Broken. Unending. Infallible. Contamination. Misery? Before there's an unlocked list and all of Monika's conversations in Act 3, that'll take a few hours. Oh god. Atone. Journey. Disaster. Uncontrollable? Extraordinary. Entropy. Intellectual. Portrait? Aura. Death. Wait, what? No, why is death a Sayori word? No! Feels so bad, man. Is nightgown a Yuri word? Because it feels like it's a Yuri word. Really? That was unexpected. Disoriented. Pain? I don't like that. Don't like that one bit. Dude, this game does not like your fast forwarding. It always feels like it's chugging for no good reason. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more, but at the same time I'd feel really bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused, so I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Yes. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Did this girl buy a whole... Before I had even made any effort, I joined the literature club, and she literally bought a brand new book for me. I feel so much worse about not thinking of Yuri as a great person. Like, I didn't think she was a bad person, but I never, like... She was definitely multiple tiers below Sayori and Natsuki. And now it just feels like they're all awesome characters, and I feel bad. I feel equally bad for all of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you may have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyways? I feel like I'm about to hear an answer that really shouldn't be relatable. Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Which, if I'm not mistaken, there was a huge rumor that that was actually the game they were making. Like, they were actually going to make a Portrait of Markov game, and it all takes place inside of it. That was like one of the big theories. I don't know if there's any more proof to disprove or prove that. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves to her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. I would actually totally play that game. It's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so the dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Oh, you're not a fan of that sort of thing? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just those kinds of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a new perspective. Oh, side note, Ataraxia, I hope you're excited to discuss the new Humble Bundle this Friday. Or if you're not going to be there, let me know. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Not sure if I have rate or not. Fair enough. You do you. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, it made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plan. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange, and please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. Usually I post the roster or cancel on Wednesday. Perfect. Well, let me know. I'm probably going to end up talking about it Friday regardless. But it would be really nice to also talk to you about it. Because you always have such a different way to look at it than I do, so. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Just let me get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. It's actually one of my favorite things. I genuinely don't care. I like playing video games and I like playing single-player video games. There is something to be said about having somebody even sitting in the same room as you while you're playing it. It's kind of nice sometimes. The presence of somebody else is nice sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eyes. I realize that she's not actually looking down at her own book. I glance over. She looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. Yes, big mood. Exactly, see? You totally get it. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here. This should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and then hold my book between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Looks like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that kind of makes it difficult to turn the pages. Here. Yuri takes her left hand and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the side of the book. This way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. As if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'm going to be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the pages before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue to read the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go a page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? Or does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. She also second-guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like, she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see in your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remained silent for a moment. But, Jovine, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. And it's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I just really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess what I meant is it's kind of cute. Oh, what are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have a lot of time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spurred from her finishing a thought. Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. All right, I guess I'll do more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. All right. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left on the book and slip it back into my bag. Yuri just assigned me a freaking homework assignment. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Bum, bum. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. Why am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just there are specific writing habits that usually— Hey, wait. Wait a second! Wait a second, Yuri! Oh, I didn't know you could hold the skip button to go through the poem, too. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so— Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Huh. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you. Ah. Me too. Me too? Like, I'm gonna keep doing the best for myself? I'm gonna— I don't think it matters the order. If you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? What do you think, I'm stupid? I'm not a writer! Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. Feels bad, man. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'll tell you to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyways, I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. I still think it's a great poem. Still one of the best poems. What if Monika gets mad if I pick her last? This is a good poem, Jovine. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who'd be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. That's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy you wrote one. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bottom. Wow. Great job, Jovine. I was getting the ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. Wait, oh, I said that, not her. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyways. You know that Yuri has this kind of writing, right? Writing full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meanings out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, but allowing both people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. Never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-da. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri. Huh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feeling into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped and at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to... You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'll spare me from having to look at your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way up, she crumples up the poem and throws it in the trash. Natsuki? She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything all right? I'm just so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright. I believe you. Thank you. You're too kind. Everything is sad in this game. Nothing happy ever happens, ever. I mean... Yeah? It's not called Happy Happy Literature Club. Some relation DDLC is mixed. I'm thankful to have you part of this club now. It's nothing. Just like in real life, Yuri. Yeah. Oof. One more thing. That thing that Natsuki said. But, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. So... Huh? What thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. It's good, but it makes me feel depressed every time I think about it. I mean, that's part of what I think is important that it exists, you know? It's important to have, like, a selection of everything, and not just only have things reverberating things. And I don't want that thing in my kind of life, no. That's fair. I'm gonna go make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. None of these seem like her words. Oof. Incongruent. Get that out of here. Dude, Yuri is so easy to write for. Holy crap. I missed like what, 2 words? Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-dum. Hey Yuri. Suddenly noticed that Yuri's reading a different book than the one we've been reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I was kind of just waiting for you. Yep, just pick the wrongest word in the list. I mean, you're not wrong. If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Just pick all the words that are too long to understand. Oof. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Super important. I learned that the other day. I always underestimated the importance of having filtered water for making any hot water drinks, tea or coffee. I did it with my coffee one day and I was like, it's literally night and day. It shouldn't be a surprise considering it's literally 95% water, but sometimes your brain just doesn't really process the difference that filtration on water can make. Sure. Yuri hands me a water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm gonna plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms, especially because of her long legs. Yuri appears elegant and methodical. All right, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. Where are the two of you off to? Yuri's gonna make some tea, so I suddenly realize how weird it sounds to explain this to Monika. Are you showing my esoteric vernacular to Yuri? Pop, 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 pop. We're just filling the water pitcher. Okay. Sorry, I was a bit curious. Kind of one-person job, isn't it? That's... Monika, please mind your own business for once. Yuri! You can't be that mean! Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Jovine in club activities? My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? She immediately feels bad. Like, what is your obsession with Monika dabbing? Monika just got dabbed on, if anything. Yuri, something about the way she said that. Monika do be a bit nosy sometimes. You're not wrong. I mean, because Monika be what Monika be. That made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monika to judge people like that. How come whenever I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing you ever do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect! We all have emotions, and we can't hide them away. You always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns on a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate somebody for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. Jovine, I really like being friends with you. Thanks. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to make Yuri feel better. Anyway. Yeah. Shall we go? Yep. Yuri and I walked to the nearest water fountain. Once we filled the water pitcher, we returned to the classroom. Jovine, do you like oolong tea? No, oolong tea is disgusting and is the worst tea that's available. Sorry, that's a lie. Assuming we're talking exclusively about actual tea, I do think oolong is the lowest tier of tea, in my opinion. Now, if we're including tisans, in that, which is wrong, because that's not a tea plant, but whatever. Rooibos is easily, by far, the worst one. I have strong tea opinions. Yeah, anything's fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature of the kettle to 200 degrees. Now's the time to get the teapot. I dislike the taste of every tea on planet Earth. You're wrong, but that's okay. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll even be more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking. I decided I would try expressing myself a bit more. Turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyways. Aww. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why's that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over my desk. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Ah! Back pain. Wonder why? Is that so? Wonder why that is. Clearly it's her posture. Exactly. Yeah, she needs to have better posture when she sits. Needs a better chair like this. Have something for lumbar support. This chair's actually really not that great. Don't buy this chair. It's most likely because of your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading. Yes. I have terrible reading posture. So that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. A bag of small chocolate candies I kept hiding from Sayori's candy radar. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our side. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri sides closer till our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri's always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Does chocolate really go well with tea? I don't like chocolate, so I don't have an answer for that. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hands that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression and can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I manage to relax a little. A teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? By the way, I'm shocked. Not really. The MC guy didn't think of chocolatey fingers grabbing the book pages. That's the first thought I had when they were talking about chocolate. I was like, chocolate and books don't seem like they'd mix very well. I feel like you would get chocolate all over the book pages. But maybe I'm just wrong. Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the... Yuri gets it. You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll just hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder time reading it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri's already totally focused on reading again. Take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation is completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the... Oh, it's so cute! Like, I understand that that's literally the point, but I have to say, this is definitely one of the cutest things. So you get this combo of Yuri holding the book for both of you, MC guy giving chocolate to both of you. This is easily the cutest picture of Yuri. Cute, but absurdly impractical. You're not wrong. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. She didn't realize I gave her chocolate, did she? Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what happens. I'm incredibly contrived, right? Insane. Jovine? Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. That's... well, you were just helping. Something friends do, right? I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah, that's all it was. Yeah, then you don't need to stop or anything. Just this falling dust in CG. This dust is actually really good looking. All these CGs are so good. I believe they remastered all of them. So like, they're still, like the originals were gorgeous, but this is like a step beyond. You don't need to stop or anything. I see. Do I still have guilt though? Oh, that's right. The chocolate coins are called that. Got it. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Just like before, Yuri parts her lips. But it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Chocolate coins. Okay, everyone. She knows what she's doing. She 100% knows what she's doing. We have those over here, shaped like euros too. That's hilarious. I never realized Monika is quite literally blocking anything romantic as much as she can. That's insane. Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Jovine, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. This feeling that somehow neither of us will have the courage to bring it up. That was abrupt. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? This one might be even better than yesterday's. How did you even pick this up so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you that the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. Palms weak. Wait, knees weak. Arms are heavy. I'm not used to this. I love that you chose Yuri first because presumably Monika and Natsuki shared theirs while you were out storing the tea. And now both of them are just staring at you too. I kind of love that idea, actually. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine. Take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah. Just being appreciated like this, I guess. Probably sounds really stupid. Seeing someone motivated by my writing. It just makes me really happy. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself. And besides, people just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share a poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you. Wait. Yeah, I've already read this one. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't imagine what this poem's about. That's right. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that? Well, Yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. Even it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you. That's exaggerating a little bit. It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so uncomfortable sharing my writing. But now I almost look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling. And you're to thank for that. It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. Well, I can admit it's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. That's good. But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious. What do you mean by that? Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. It's just gonna sound like you're forcing it unless you don't really suck at it. Honestly, don't bother to try writing poems like this until you're on Yuri's level. Natsuki stops short all of a sudden. Don't tell me... You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you? What are you talking about? Keep your voice down. You know Yuri would like this kind of angsty... Just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean I mean... Looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did was beyond me. I am so done with you! Natsuki shoves the poem I handed back to me. Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me. Ouch. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. This was a mind reader. It was destined to be in a world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki was really the girl I wasn't trying to impress in the first place. Dang, I don't even get to read her poems. Oof. Ooh, I like this one. There's some nice feelings in it. I'm glad. Does that mean it's better than yesterday's? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. That's not very helpful, you know. It's her talking about how she likes bittersweet things. I don't think Monika ever adds anything new. Oh, I guess she always says, oh, you wrote this for Yuri every single time. This one's good. Feels like you're not only trying to get more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. I was just wondering, have you been finding inspirations in Yuri's writing style? I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented. Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. Like when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her. Mm-hmm. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on that head of hers? I hope you don't mean that in a bad way. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her. Hmm? You completely misunderstood. Calm down, I'm just kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Wait, really? Yeah, a fictional one anyway. Not to get a bad personal life, so when you don't go through a rat, it's like so painful. I get it. It's painful to go through none of, like, all of them. Monika kind of whispers that last part to me. It's just a hunch, but... well, there's nothing really anything wrong with that. Oh, I know. I was just saying. Like, it feels bad not going through Sayori's because I genuinely feel the pain and I wish I could be there for her. I don't like going through Yuri's because I don't think I feel like she needs help getting to grow emotionally and be able to actually properly and healthily talk to people and use her emotions. No matter what, you're always feeling bad because Monika very clearly gets excluded from everything and it feels really bad. So you'd be happy with whatever you wrote. It's just Monika's influence that screws things up. I mean, true-ish. I think she still has feelings for you regardless. She is genuinely a friend that you grew up with. Definitely don't feel that bad for Monika. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, especially if you get the good ending from the first game, I definitely feel bad for Monika. 100%. I mean, given how hard it is for Socialize, I feel awfully turning her down. Isn't she so beautiful and smart? God, judgment is her word, isn't it? Bum 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 bum. No! I was going for a perfect, I'm not gonna lie. I love how suicide is Yuri's words. Dude, the word judgment. Ever since I learned that it's spelled judgment and not judgment, I get mad at that word. You know, I get it. I'm gonna do email just for the memes. I love how I still don't have emails for whatever reason. So when Yuri's feeling, or when Sayori's feeling bad here, does Monika walk over and tell her to kill herself? Because it sure seems like that's what exactly happens in this moment. I glance around the room. Suddenly I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book, but she looks away quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation in the art accord. She probably does some gorilla python on the spot. Oh my god. No, I know exactly what you mean. That's what makes it even better. Tweak things at best left untweaked. You're 100% correct. It's just the ridiculousness of saying gorilla python. It sounds like you're just talking about like a zoo. It's great. Why am I the one getting quoted now? Oh, you always get quoted. You can make quotes all the time too. That music definitely just freaked out. Stop saying quotable things then. Easy. Never seen Yuri approach anyone who start a conversation on accord, so I have no choice to approach myself. But now it's a little easier. I had 0 quotes prior to Monday, and you said multiple quotable things. That's not true. Is it quote 3 literally? Which one is it? There you go. Oh wait, I guess that's me saying Cyclone Plus. Well, I tried. I stand up from my desk and sit down next to her own. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't even do anything. But I could tell that you want to be alone with your thoughts. Technically, get good is pretty darn close to a quote. It's like a permanent. You get your own, it's not even a number, you just get your own permanent command. Alone with my thoughts. Nor even to tell that I was thinking like that. Well, it's something I do a lot. So if it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern. Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of willing to share that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping themselves. But if you refer to share what's on your mind, I will be glad to listen. It's really not that big of a deal. Just feeling a little bit uneasy about Sayori. Sayori? Yeah, she seems a little off today. When I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh, that's quite romantic. Sorry. I didn't mean something stupid. It's not that. I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all. Ah, I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive about your feelings. Or maybe I'm just reading into it too much. The world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind each person, no matter how well you may know them. Ah. So you think there might be something behind it after all? I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. And she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior too. And I always feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? Well, I guess that was the case. Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she? I guess. You don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she's searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Sometimes, a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings that you weren't always aware were in you. I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy. So, I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. Ah, that's not a compliment, is it? It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, let me do some reading. Well, as long as you're okay with it. Yeah, I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyways. Oh, we don't get a special CG. I actually didn't realize that. Your writing has only improved in these last few days, but every poem you've shown me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel the emotions. I'm a little envious, even. I don't think it ever came this naturally to me. Yuri, that's the wrong way to put it. I forgot what Yuri's special poem is? We're about to find out. This never did come naturally to me, but I've been able to improve so much thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after. Is that so? Yuri gently smiles to herself. This feeling. I'm so glad I got a chance to share my writing. I never thought it would feel like this. I remember you mentioning that yesterday. I can't believe you're so good at something and you've never shared it with anyone. It's kind of a shame. Maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice. What do you mean? Well, Yuri smiles sadly. During lunchtime, I eat by myself. Did you know that? Great time to find a quiet spot and do some reading. In fact, I always have some books with me. You could say I really enjoy reading. Well, that's one way to put it anyways. But books are full of so many amazing and inspiring people. People you want to fall in love with. Or people you just know would make really good friends. Cheerful people who always put a smile on your faces. Or deep thinkers, problem solvers, who discover the mysteries of life. So when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day. You know? And those friends don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my body type. And they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all. People say that about you? I'm not a know-it-all, Joe. It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to make people see me as normal. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I can do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now that I started sharing it with you that I really understood what was missing the whole time. But I haven't really done anything. No. That's wrong. That's wrong! Objection! Just being patient and respectful. That's what's really important to me. I know I'm a difficult person. I speak too slowly. I second-guess myself all the time. I read too deeply into things. But every time, you've always treated me just like anyone else. It's so rare that I feel comfortable with myself when I talk to others. But that's why every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy. I see. Well, I treat you how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. And if other people don't see it that way, then screw them. I mean, I joined this club hoping I'd make friends. And I would say I'd had at least one success. Wouldn't you? If you put it that way. Yeah. We really are friends now, aren't we? Yuri puts her head in her hands. But this time, she's smiling as she does it. Do you want to show me your poem? Yeah, I do. Let me get it for you. Ghost Under the Light, Part 2. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obstructing the eerie glow. My heart pounds. The silhouette grows. Closer, closer, I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from the visibility. But I am too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers. My heart pounds. He raises his arm. Time stops. The only indication of movement is the light flickering against his outstretched arm. The flickering light is in rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me for succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before? I'm giving up on understanding. I laugh. Understanding is overrated. I touch his hand. The flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green. My heart is amber. Finishing the poem, I hand it back to Yuri. But instead of taking it from me, she looks away. Do you dislike it? No? What do you mean, no? I like her poem. I think it's good. I'm glad that... I think to me it's really nice because it actually directly shows that kind of character growth because she's literally rewriting one of her poems to be more hopeful for once. I like it. The best one's very clearly still... I'll be honest. I love the beach one, and I think the eagles can fly, everything, blah, 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 blah one. That humans can try, but that's about it. It's the best poem in the entire game. There's no, like, getting around that. Of course not. I just don't really know how I should respond. Despite Yuri's poems usually being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one was about. I don't know if I'll be able to explain this one. That's fine. I understand this one. Yuri's having an even harder time speaking than usual. Does this one mean a lot to you? Yuri nods. I'm not really good with words, but I'm happy you shared this with me. So thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together. Despite my inability to make eye contact, I see a faint smile appear on Yuri's lips. I once again try to hand the poem back to her, but instead Yuri gently takes my hand and pushes them back towards me. I hesitate in response to her warm touch. You can, the poem is... Once again, Yuri fails to form a complete sentence. You mean I can keep it? Yuri nods. I'd love to. Again, Yuri faintly smiles as if she doesn't want me to notice. You always make me feel nice. I know I'm not good with people, but I hope that I can return the favor sometimes. Yeah. Don't worry. I think you do a good job. Yuri finally turns back towards me. I guess we should move on before Monika says something. But I'm sure we can talk again later. Yeah, I'm sure we will. I think for me, it's kind of like, it's very similar in the way that I looked at Toko, which is abrasive at the start, but mostly because she didn't understand a lot. She hasn't dealt with other humans, and so that awkwardness is actually causing it to be worse and worse and worse. And I feel like this, talking with her, this relationship is helping a ton. With that, Yuri timidly smiles at me, and I return to my seat so I can put her poem away. Should I change my text to being the one that they use for the names? Because that one does seem much, much bigger and nicer. Yeah, no thanks. You didn't even... Next! Dang. I knew they hated each other, but no. Your style's gotten so refined, Jovine. Yuri's been teaching you a lot of things, hasn't she? Well, I guess so. Yeah, I've been noticing how much time you spend with her. I think I've heard her say more words these past couple days than she's talked in the whole year. Not sure how you did it, but that's pretty impressive. Well, she just needs some patience and a way to talk about all the things in her head, I guess. I'm still getting the hang of it myself. You're certainly putting in a lot of effort. You must really like her. That's awfully suspicious, you know. Spending time with her in the clubroom every day. Reading the edgy novel with her. Well, I just feel bad she has such a hard time socializing. It makes me want to make sure she doesn't spend all her time alone. Besides, the novel isn't too bad either, you know? Alright. I get you. Just be careful, alright? I know that Yuri isn't used to opening herself up, so if something bad happens while she's vulnerable, it can be really hard for her. The books aren't a total escape from reality. They're just a bandage. You say that like I'm gonna hurt her. Sorry, I didn't mean that. If anything, she might accidentally hurt herself. Monika! Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright? This girl, I swear to God. We're gonna go a little bit over because I'm gonna pick Yuri this time, and we haven't seen any of Yuri's stuff. Sure, the Monika Yuri side story will be elucidating. Elucidating? I've never even used that word. Well, I'll probably be most useful helping out Yuri. Me? Are you serious? Why would you... Natsuki, I can already tell you about something. Ah, crap! I should have saved again! It's gonna be interesting seeing what would happen if you hang out with somebody after they've pissed them off the entire game. No, I was just saying... So you'll be helping Yuri then, Jovine? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sorts of things, so I think your assistance will be very successful. That's great to hear. Natsuki, will you be able to handle baking yourself? I mean, yeah. I already said I'd be fine. Okay. Everyone can tell that Natsuki's feeling a little sour. So is that everything we need to go over? Yeah, that should be about it. Are you guys excited? Excited might not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to this a little bit. Do you feel the same way? Me? Yeah, I guess you could say I'm interested to see how this will turn out. That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki. What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything. No, that's not what I meant at all. Very anxious to the glances between everyone in the room. I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Jovine picked me. And also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had. They go really well with my tea. But nothing that I do with the event will compare to that, so... I get it. I'm kind of surprised, though. Why? I'm the one acting mature. I already know that. But you're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden. I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad. Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monika and I are also taken aback by Yuri's words. When she already has trouble with words, trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her comfort zone. But again, to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say, even at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps out when everyone smiles and feels good about themselves. No, I kind of appreciated it. I'm sorry for making a big deal out of nothing. But I'm gonna say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are gonna be the best part of this whole event. I believe you. Yeah, I will see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today. So I guess it's time for us to head out. All right, let's get out of here then. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monika and Natsuki outside as they chat between each other. Yeah? I turn around. So sorry. I realized I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend. Oh, you're right. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Should I give you my phone number? I think that would be the best way, yes. All right then. Yuri and I exchange phone numbers. Okay. I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday. Oh, my house? Is that a problem? No, not at all. I just thought that would be one given your house since I'm the one helping you out. I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I think I would prefer going to your house. Okay. In that case, it won't be a problem. I decided not to press Yuri for any reason. It's not like it should matter either way, so I just need to make sure my room's clean. I hope I managed to find myself useful in some way. I'm not nearly as creative as you are. Don't underestimate yourself. I think we'll make a very productive team. Even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something. Wait, You don't actually think that, do you? I don't know. It's difficult for me to come up with any other reason you would have chosen me. You're forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. I chose to help you because that's what I wanted to do. What? Yuri thinks to herself an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. You wanted me to point out what you're overthinking, right? I didn't realize. I'm telling you, I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a long while. I believe you. As if it took tremendous effort, Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression. And I'm really looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I am too. After that exchange, I make my way out the door and Yuri follows. Sounds like a good time to make dinner? Yeah, it's a perfect time. We're actually about to take a break, and then as soon as we get back, we're going to finish this. So we're going to take the break. We get back, we're going to finish the Yuri thing. Finally, I respect Jovine's wish to actually get up, stretch, drink, and be water to be healthy. Exactly. See, you get it. You know what to do. But we'll get back. We're playing Yuri.